Hey guys, welcome back with another video with Linksy. How's you all doing? And yeah, oh shit, I forgot. What? SK, yeah, SK. Alright, let's get started. This is yet another submission by Terror Clown. It's a defense of Tarsus. It's the first time I've seen him defense, so it's going to be interesting. Him and his team versus another team of the cool guys, as I can see here. There is Galatia, Icenian, safely defending versus Carthage. Egypt and Arveni. Egypt is a strange choice, but so that's just the case. It seems Egypt's army is over there. Army compositions, I've looked around a little bit. Desert Cohort, Desert Legionnaires from Safely, some Travel Slingers and Heavy Skirmishers. I imagine, no, just Travel Slingers. That's decent enough. Chosen Swordman and Swordmans for Iceni. I do not see any chariot. No, there are chariots. Okay, there is a lot of chariots. These chariots take a peel or two, they don't do well, so usually you send in light cavalry with them and they do wonderful jobs, but these guys should be able to do a lovely job there. They didn't get that much damage done into them, and they're in. That means this unit of mercenary Gallic warriors over there is not going to have a fun day. And okay, these guys are charging in as well. They're doing enough damage, but the second one needs to charge in. We need to start charging both at the same time. It does an enormous amount of damage over there. Siege towers are killing the ballista. Yes, that ballista unfortunately is dead. My cat is going apeshit in the background and doing its own thing over there. More chariots are on the way out over here. Desert chariots now, armored desert chariots. Ooh, they have a lot of chariotos. Iberian cavalry, Scutari. I would just charge in both chariots at the same time. If you have any cavalry, I would send it out as well. They're sending the armored Numidian riders, very smart choice, and I would send the noble horse as well, because that could wipe out an entire army over there fairly easily, with any problem of any sort. And okay, the Galatian swords are coming in. These guys are still shooting at the ballista. I did a bit of damage against the swordman. The swordman over here is okay. It's not about to lose everything. The walls collapse. Ballistas did not do well. This chariot came back, and there's a charge happening here. Another charge going into these boys. Chariots are about to charge through, and whoop-de-daisy-doody, half of them are dead already because of the Pila, and now they're just engaged while the others are on their way in, not letting in chance even of the Pila to come back. The archers getting onto the wall, they're also helping out a little bit there, but these chariots are not doing as much damage as they should be. Desert chariots killing everything. Okay, the desert chariots will do the damage necessary over here if they keep getting cycled through. No, they need to stay in that fight. They need to non-stop be in that mosh pit of doom and despair, but otherwise they're not gonna get the kills. Can't say that it is the worst decisions to send those chariots out, but definitely did not pay themselves very well. Sorry, did not pay for themselves very well. These archers could eliminate these Gallic warriors, stop the wall from being breached and causing a nuisance, but they did not. They're just falling back as it is expected over there. Gallic warriors are getting shot at from the flank there. Okay, so the assault is being slowed down significantly. Egypt is sending a lot of troops to try and open up breaches on that side. Arveni is opening there, and if you open there, you put Syrian archers there, and you block. Oh, I missed my tools. You block there, and you do a lot of damage incredibly easily. Taurus spears coming in to protect the flanks, and the remaining troops are coming inside. I wouldn't let these guys here. That was a very big win for the attackers over there. They managed to take out a lot of very important troops really quickly. Yeah, these guys should be blocking that area, and archers should be ready to shoot into the backs of anything that comes in. Lots of troops ready over here, and my cat is just being a pain in the ass. Okay, let's keep him like this. He wants cuddles, he got cuddles. You guys can probably hear him go Purr. He's a demon, but I love him. Anyway, so they've made the breaches. They have lots of Celtic warriors. Celtic warriors against Desert Legionnaires and Desert Cohort is not going to be the best choice. The Swordband will suffer against Celtics, but these guys should get a lot of kills. Artillery coming in, hitting a few of those tribal slingers is not the biggest of deals. Not sure why the defense is not bullying the fact that these guys are just sending troops inside their walls. Now they are now. Carthage doesn't seem to have much forward. It might have a lot more troops back here, but the army that it has forward is very limited in scope. You know I can see you back there, buddy. No. No? For fuck's sake. My cat is annoying. I mean, it is a cat at the end of the day. What do you expect it to do? But he's like, warm place here. Must have warmth. Okay. I've put him in a warm place now. I put him underneath my jumper and he's like going mad. Alright, we're missing the action. Okay, these Desert Legionnaires are gonna get flanked by those Gallic Hunters. That means they're gonna take a lot of damage. Then they're getting charged into the rear as well. Not really best choice. I mean, they did kill a Celtic warrior over there, but they've lost quite a few. Desert Cohort getting peeled by the Galician sword, but Desert Cohort will fight on for pretty much forever. Will not die that easily. It's one of those things that no matter what you do to them, they won't die. Okay, you're on that way. Ooh, artillery coming in here. Those tribal slingers getting a few losses. Desert Legionnaires are engaged over here. Getting a lot of kills. I don't know why they're retreating. They should just wipe those units out. Carthage is... Yes, Simba? Carthage is finally moving its army in. Jeez. I should just lock him out when I'm recording or streaming. Lock him in the yard or in the back part of my house. Or maybe move my streaming system into a place where I can just, you know, stream in peace and quiet. But then again, I live alone, so leaving him alone is kind of bad because cats love socializing. Anyway, finally, Carthage bringing out its army, Samites and Libyan infantry, Iberian swords back there, Cretan archers. Cretan archers really need to be in the front right now to deal the damage to the legionnaires who are just massacring everything that they are coming in contact with. Celtic warriors over here are really and truly getting slaughtered. Yes? If you see my face right now, it is of the most catalicious this taste. Okay, as we were talking about, having archers back here shooting in the back of these, so this is such a really good shot because you get very good value for money. Your archers are pretty protected from anything that could come out against them, and at the same time you're getting really good back shots. Now I wouldn't stretch out my archers that much inside the city if I'm defending, simply for reasons that are there's not that much space and you need further mobility, so you have a more compact shape, more compact column, so you can move your troops faster. Now another thing that could be happening right now is the last remaining chariots go out from the rightmost gate over here, where are they, and just charge all the way down into those troops over there and massacre those archers, which are going to be a really big pain in the ass to deal with over there. These Desert Cohort unfortunately getting shot to shit by those Norwegians. They're using their archers well over that side. Carthage is the one that has stayed back and lost his entire frontal force, which had some good units. Had Scutarii, and that's like Scutarii over here, 8 kills, like half of them are dead. So definitely that force needs to come in. The artillery over here is trying to get some side shots into these desert cohort, which again would be very, very valuable shots. Thorax swordsmen coming in. Cretan archers are getting ready to shoot the tribal slingers, and they are actually getting some decent shots into the rear of that. Galatian swords on that desert cohort are dying. Desert cohort 150 kills, then they're pretty dead. They need to run away from there and get into a position where they can protect themselves from all of those arrow fire. Swordband over here, decent amount of kills. These Celtic warriors are not really having a good time over there. And Gallic hunters, what are they doing? Gallic hunters charging straight into the city. This is why you always put guard mode on. It seems they were fighting something that retreated, and now they're running straight after it. And they're, I mean, yeah, the guy noticed, but the defense didn't notice, but the attackers did, and that alone lost them 8. If the attackers, the defense didn't notice earlier, they would have charged out and killed that entire unit. Which kind of tells me they should be selling out some units over here, putting pressure, pushing these guys back, because those archers are going to be a pain to deal with. Now these Cretans are stacked up. That is never a good idea. You have 3 units of Cretans on top of each other. Only half of them are firing at any point in time. Open them up and just fire at your heart's content. You're still killing the tribals. That's absolutely fine. But now when the Syrians come in, the Syrians are going to get much better value for money over there. And what do we have here? We still have lots of troops in reserve. The general for Icene is coming out. Not the best position to go through, as there are the Levitor spears over there, and they are a pain in the ass to deal with. Christ almighty. Yeah, they're well, okay. What? No. You were fine. You were doing fine. You're doing fine. They missed most of their shots. Well, the archers didn't, definitely, but you lost 1 unit and you killed essentially. What are you doing, dude? I'm serious. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god. Alright. We lost that. I'm very sorry. Well, we didn't. It was mostly what already happened. He did quite a lot of damage, losing only 1. Okay. He only lost 1 of the chariots over there, and the rest of the troops died. Very, like, heavy losses over there. An entire unit essentially died. Thorax swordsman over here, I mean, this is a really good chance for the Syrians to shoot into the flanks of that, but it seems finally the attack is making headway on this side, getting a lot of damage pushing in through this side. The archers over here are doing damage against these chosen swordsmen, while the chosen swordsmen are getting shot in the rear by the second unit of chosen swordsmen. The Norwegian bowmen over here getting shot by the arrow tower. There's a lot of dead bodies over there as the arrow tower is doing its damage. Not entirely sure why they're leaving these guys so out in the open, because they could definitely be sniped if even these Desert Legionnaires rush out and do the damage necessary. Would be very good value for money. The Thorax over there are dying. Over here, Chosen Swordman is coming out at the side of the Thorax and is trying to do as much damage as possible on those troops, and yeah, it's going. Troops everywhere are fighting, and damn, lots and lots of kills. The arrows are coming in, and these Gallic hunters are getting slaughtered now by the Syrians over here. And this is something I was talking about earlier. This is something quite. This defensive position is so good. These Syrian archers just can do so much more from back there, and whereas the attackers have to fire over so many walls, and it's just annoying to get a good position in there. Also, it's like a very open location. Again, I'm not entirely sure where the attacker. Yeah, finally attackers notice. Sorry, the defense notice and charging against those attackers and push them back. Please, no. Christ almighty. He has the zoomies right now. And it seems he always gets the zoomies while I'm recording or about to start live streaming, because the rest of the day he just spends it fucking sleeping and doing nothing, like the cat he is. I need to find a way to stop him from going behind my computer and my monitor, because if he breaks it, like, that's irreplaceable for me at the moment. I just got it literally. And yeah, anyway, back to this. Sorry, today is lots of interruptions. You can't. He is. If I can explain it, he is running from one side to the house to the other, smashing it to the wall. He's about to jump here again. Anything that moves, he's jumping at. He's just finding all sorts of plastic around the house, pulling it off. He just went through my recycle bin while I'm streaming this, so I'll have to go clean that up again. And yeah, it is a cat. It is a very naughty cat. Anyway, these guys came out, putting a little bit of pressure on this side. The Chosen Sword's coming to protect Gallic Hunters. But really and truly, these guys can get really juicy kill. The Suicide Charge over there by the General would be really good. Carrion Expert as well could be another area where they could attack. The True the Oathsworns are still hiding back there, because at this point they should really be coming into this city. The attackers are doing a lot of damage, and the defense is, like, you know, slightly losing at this point. But imagine the Galatian Legionnaires up here, 5 units of Galatian Legionnaires. There's still the Noble Horse. There's more chariots left. There's still lots of archers. The Syrian archers are doing a very good job over here. The Syrian archers over here are actually outnumbered like 3 to 1 at this point, because there are so many archers from the attackers compared to the defense. The defense have slingers. 2 of them have slingers as their base missile unit. I just caught him mid-air and he landed in one of my cups. Anyway, yeah, and it just basically does a lot in terms of balance of power with arrows, because arrows can, as we discussed earlier in other videos multiple times, I sound like a broken record, arrows are just such a defining factor in this game. That's why they're such a limited, in almost universally they're limited to 4, 5. Oh, that general did not have a good time there. Oh, it just got scratched. That general did not have a very good charge over there. It got slaughtered. I'm not sure why he charged it into Chosen Sword over there and not ran around the side. He got no kills to speak of. Yeah, no kills. I could have just waited a little bit, found the gap and charged into those. Done a lot more damage that way. God damn it, Simba. Yeah, he's crushed me in my neck. Chariots came back into the city, not really doing anything, and this sally out is being given up one. Galatian swords are holding the Scutaria over there. There's still Desert Cohort, which are semi decent in terms of health. The gate has been broken down, and units are just streaming through over here as well. Desert Cohort holding up the Scutaria. Scutaria are a semi decent unit to deal with the Desert Cohort in that regard. But again, so many units left from the defense. The attack is like a seam. I'm not sure if they can break through this with what they have. They lost a lot of units over here, which again, not the most ideal situation to attack. You could attack from this side. It's much easier, more open, gives you more flexibility. Even breaking this part of the wall, giving you access to down there. Of course, they could put archers up here. This corner is a very big favorite, but the main issue with that corner is when you put archers up here or slingers up here, you pretty much neutralize any threats coming in from that way. And then there's also attacking from that side. Never ever attack from the back wall. That's just crazy. That's just crazy talk, yeah. Okay, the chariots get in. The chariots are still getting value for money. They're losing a few now, but they're 175 kills. If they get 250, they're pretty much paid for themselves. The Galatian swords are chewing through the Chosen, slowly but surely. the troops are dying, but now the elites, the Samite warriors, the Libyan infantry are going to start streaming in. Yeah, Libyan infantry over there, and we should see more of these Numidian bowmen using their ammunition to kill these units. Where the Libyan infantry through the gatehouse over there. Lots of Gallic hunters. Yeah, still getting shot at by the Syrians. Syrians doing a really good job of staying alive. These guys wasted their ammo, used up their ammo, so yeah, they're all used up their ammo. Actually, they're a good target. There's still some back here that are shooting and getting semi-decent shots into these guys. Getting a kill here and getting a kill there. Trimming the Gallic hunters as much as possible over there. And these Gallic hunters are also getting shot at by the siege tower. This arrow tower has done so much damage. It cannot be understated. The amount of kills that arrow tower got is possibly at this point close to 100. And that means almost an entire unit has died. More chosen swords are coming in. The sword band is coming into position, holding its flank. They've actually defended the walls very well, considering their sellouts were absolute disasters on both sides. They didn't do that well, especially this side. This side was just an absolute nightmare for them, losing the general for nothing and not doing any damage. And here, lots of chaff troops were killed, but 3 units of chariots died to make that happen, so it's not ideal. Cretan archers, they're all heavily injured. Cretan archers are trying to get some shots into the side of this, but of course not gonna really manage. The chariots are doing their best. They're running around, killing as much as they can. Their area of effect damage is really important in a situation like this. Charging the Samite warriors, killing them. And now they're charging in again. Yeah, they're running over their own units at this point, but oh boy, okay, they're gonna get kills here. This is a big blob. If they manage to get through, and he's trying to get through, as you can see. Now, it's usually allowed if it is chariots. Chariots are the one. Chariots and elephants are the one unit that no one minds if you pull through with them, and pulling through over there is exactly what chariots are doing. But the chariots are dead now. Hopefully they run through some units on the way out, but it doesn't seem to be the case. That's still being useful. Pila's being wasted over there, and damage has been done. How many kills did that chariot unit get? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Galatian swords still alive over there, doing a lot of damage. Samite warriors, fresh unit over there coming in. These guys are almost dead or dying. There's still fresh units of Desert Legionnaires back here. They have 54 kills, but that's mostly probably routing units, and they could, to be honest, they could come out and deal with this. It has only Iberian swords and Cretan archers. There's not much that can hold a couple of units out there. Just chewing through everything. The Arveni assault over here has essentially stopped, and there's nothing that they can do to actually move forward ahead of this. Yeah, these Taurus spears are dying, the Gallic hunters are dying as well, so there's that happening. Ooh, what's happening here? Gallic hunters getting shot, lots of troops getting shot and killed. Desert cohort charged in. Galatian Royal Guard. Yeah, that's gonna take a lot to kill. These Numidians are now in a position where they can really punish the defense if they come over here and they start shooting in the back of that. There's still the general unit on Noble Horse, which is really strong over here. Which one should be coming in a second now. Yeah, they're about to start charging in. Old Sworn units and Carrion X-Men over there. The Chosen Swordman not really doing that well on the walls. Desert Cohort, everything is just trying to plug the hole that's forming on this side. That means that the Legionnaires are on their way to the front lines, and that's the last remaining reserve units for the defense. But we're talking, right, 6 units of Galatian Legionnaires. They're gonna clean up what's left. They're really strong, and the defense if it wanted could just fall back. to the inner settlement over here at this point. They've definitely held the line for as long as possible. And they're getting decent kills. These archers still getting shots in, and this is what I mean. Do not bunch up your troops. Look how many are dying, because they're all on top of each other. It's not a good idea. I mean, the Syrian archers are losing this fight, but overall value for money that the Syrian archers are getting is insane. And these are like almost running out of ammo at this point as well, so they're trading with archers. They take more damage than the Gallic hunters would. Yeah, those guys lost a lot over there. Massive sally out by the Galatian force over here. Levy Freeman, some Galatian swords, and Desert Legionnaires coming out, putting pressure on the Carthaginian forces over there, killing most of those troops. Chosen Sword Band coming in to attack the Numidian bows over there. Finally finding a gap, and that's going to be the end of this fight. Absolutely the end of this fight. Yeah, the Galatian Legionnaires. The Galatian Legionnaires are coming in, and they will attack from the side into that Oathsworn. If they're just placed slightly closer, I can start emptying their Pila into that. But it seems, yeah, the most of the APM is currently on this side of the map. They're trying to sally out and create an enclosure on this. Most of the balance power of the attackers is in their missiles at this point. They have nothing else that can really hold. Iberian troops, Navy Freemen. You have an Oathsworn out here, which could be doing damage, but it's only so much they can do. Yeah, the Oathsworn charged. Unfortunately, they charged in. They could have been capped in hemmed at that point, and that would have been really damning for them to be able to break through. Ooh, that noble horse is about to get slaughtered. Yeah, those Pila did work there. I like how the attackers are now just in full retreat at this point. The Oathsworn are sandwiched between Chosen Swordband, and they're getting Pila as well from the flank over there. They're winning slightly, but really and truly, yeah, they're getting Pila to shit from the rear. They did get a really good Pila on these Galatian Legionnaires, but they're not really going to survive this. They just lost 30 guys to Pila, more Pilas coming in. Yeah, they lost like 50 guys to Pila there. And now is damage gonna occur. Another Pila shot. No, they didn't get another Pila shot. Yeah, these Oathsworn are gonna fight to the death, but they're not gonna really get their value for money. They're using them at the end of the game, not that good. Because these Oathsworn could shoot through all the frontline units very easily, but they, of course, they will suffer if they're getting shot at, and they will suffer if they're going against other elites, fresh elites in this situation. So they're not going to do that well. Over here, the Chosens are kind of breaking through. The army for the attackers is just trying to rush through this gap and try to overtake here. The Galatian troops are being sent to try and blockade that from happening. The Swordband over here is retreating. If they manage to hold them there till the Galatians send in the troops and stop that, this is going to be a GG for the defense entirely. There's no way that the attack can win. What the attack can do right now is somehow manage to entrench themselves, capture the victory point and defend it till the timer runs out, but they don't have enough troops to even break through this location. Galatian Legionnaires over here blocking off the exit. Troops are being sent this way to try and hold this position as long as possible. These Swordband will not hold that long, especially when they're getting charged by Galatian Royal Guard. Though there's definitely need for some troops there. The Oathsworn over here are basically dying down to the last man. They're down 45. They're getting, they're fighting. That's for sure. More Oathsworn coming in, straight in. Yeah, the Levitors, they probably are going to try and run all the way to capture the victory point. Very cheeky move. The attack on the outside needs to be ruthless at this point. They need to just charge in and like tie up as much of this force as possible. Galatian Legionnaires coming in from the flank, and if they still have Pila, I'm not sure that. What are they doing? Pila into Levitor Spear. The Galatian swords would be more than enough. Okay, they're sending troops to the back to try and make sure that they don't get the victory point captured. It seems the attackers are now streaming into the city. They finally realized that this was the least defended area, and they're sending in everything from there. Not sure why these guys are not just attacking all out, just stopping it and buying time, because at this point it's just all you need to buy time and win. The Galatian legionnaires over here will break against all that horde. I would have not sent everything back. It seems they're just full on retreat at this point. It seems the panic is coming in from the attackers managing to get a foothold in the city over there. Galatian swords managing to get in. The Galatian Royal Guard will melt them, but they will definitely hamper the progress of the assault over there, and the charge is going to slow down. You should have really just charged with the legionnaires, because it would have stopped this and forced them to go through even a further longer route than they're already taking. These guys have been left to die against Oathsworn and Chosen over there. More troops coming in from the rear though, as the Mistacely player and the Iceni player sent in some troops. The Levy Freeman over there, the general and of the Galatia just leading the charge back into the rears of all of these troops. Levy Freeman will not hold for long, and all of these troops will collapse if this is a coordinated charge into the city back through these two holes. Recapturing that arrow tower is of the utmost importance over there. Galatian swords getting into the Cretan archers. The general is running straight for the victory point. It is going to be contested by the Chosen Swordband, so they should get there just in the nick of time to stop it from being captured. That is a very cheeky move by the attackers over there. They've managed to break through these Galatian swords over there. Galatian Royal Guard as well is still alive there. The Galatian Legionnaires are killing these Cretans really easily, and the Taurus Spears are being slaughtered as well. They've blocked this entrance, and now they're just running all their forces. They're really just running in to try and capture the victory point and defend the victory point from there. These troops really need to start pulling back even further if that is the case. There's a massive charge over here. The Noble Horse comes in, and they're just chewing through all of these forces. At this point, these forces are really important, as they are needed to try and cap the victory point at any point in any way, shape or form. Galatian Legionnaires should also be charging in, trying to do as much damage as possible, killing these troops wherever and however they can, or they could be just moving back here and trying to block the victory point as if possible. These guys are neutralizing the victory point, but they need to get off their horses to be able to capture it, and that's what they're doing right now. They're going to start capturing it very soon. And the General's Bodyguard for Carthage is coming up this. That's actually a really nice touch. That's a nice touch. I'm not sure they will manage to capture it, because there are troops being sent in, like a horde of units that's being sent in over there. Galatian Royal Guard over here getting pillaged in the sides, losing a few units, but that is not going to be a unit that's very easy to contain. Galatian swords coming in. They've broken through the Levy Freeman, and they're just going to come into the rear of this. At this point, the general is on the verge of dying. It's getting shot at point blank range by these Gallic hunters, and that's going to hurt. The horde of defenders that is still at the walls is just going to come in straight in there. The Oathsworn are going to win against the losing decisively against the Oathsworn. Yeah, absolutely. And same over here. Oh, the Galatian Royal Guard are losing against the fresh Galatians. That's good. Chosen Swords coming in as Semites, and those two Semites, they're definitely needed to be running back. They should have left all their weak infantry back here and charged back all their troops. The victory point has been captured, and that is not a good situation for the defenders. They're losing the victory point, and there is a number of troops coming in. Generally speaking, if these guys like completely just went ape rush this way, leaving one or two units at the back, they could have done it, but I don't see how it can be done right now. Especially they did a good charge over there, slowing down the movement of the Chosen Swordman. Chosen Swordman is just trying to run and capture the victory point, and it seems it will, because otherwise the game would be ending in like a minute or so. Archers are being brought to stop that charge over there, and the last ditch effort of the attackers. When I said that was their only chance, and I still believe it was their only chance at that point. I didn't expect them to do it. So, like, kudos to them for trying. They should have sent more to... If these Semites and Iberians were back there, definitely they would have won, because one Semite here, one Semite here, when the victory point is getting captured. GG. There's nothing you can really do at that point. This general is just trying its utmost to stop this from happening. Victory point is getting neutralized once again. Once that is neutralized, that would be the end of this PLS row in there. They had a few PLS left. Syrian archers charging into the Numidian bowmen. Numidian bowmen not even using their full ammunition. That is a case of disgrace. You should always use your ammunition at the start of the battle. Kill as much as you can. Get balance of power in your favor. Always leave a little bit. Always leave at least one of your units with 50%. But I'm not saying don't, but yeah. So the Libyans over here are breaking, the Iberians are breaking, the Semites are breaking, the Galatian Royal Guard are on the verge of breaking, the general over here is still winning decisively, even though sandwiched between Desert Legionnaires and the Galatian Legionnaires. But that's Oathsworn for you. And I think I can safely say that the balance of power is very heavily in the defense at this point. Really nice defense on the wall. Yeah. You know how I feel about how they sallied out. The attack also did a very good effort. I wished if the attack could put a bit more pressure on this side rather than sending everything through Meat Grinder in the center and in the front over there, having sent in a few units earlier, even just running straight through that way. Like, even if sending, this is the main fight, send your Oathsworn here. Just send it here. They had their archers there? Cool, send the Oathsworn here. They'll beat any infantry. It's clearly, any infantry can be beaten. Right, Iberian swords getting in charge on the Galatian legionnaires in the back over there. The general bodyguard over there is trying its best. It actually is 143 kills, really good amount of kills. Galatian legionnaires came in and they're bucking the Sobek cultists over there. And more troops are coming in through the rear over there. This area is getting cleaned out. The Semite warriors are trying to run somehow through and survive. The cities, this is just turned into an all-out brawl for the city streets. Galatian Legionnaires broke, and the general, Oathsworn general over there, is actually breaking the remainder of the troops over there, bringing back balance of power towards their favor. I'm not sure if that is enough, especially since that Oathsworn is how much gold? It's half strength. It's half strength, and the defense still has a general and still have a decent number of troops. They've recaptured the victory point. Victory points should be very close now. There's still some troops left here and there. The mercenary Semites are breaking because they were outnumbered, and the Semites just do that. They break with large numbers. They're very disappointing units. You always think they're going to do good. They should do good on paper, but I believe their animations or something is wrong, because they always kind of lose to other mid-tier, high-tier infantry. Did I just hear? I thought I just heard a public message coming in through. Anyway, the Galatian Royal Guard over here is getting surrounded by everything. It has done a lot of damage, that is for sure. Semite warriors and Iberians, little left of Oathsworn. Oathsworn 338, 28 kills, and those were really high tier units over there. Just massacred them. Army losses should be happening any second now. If this general dies, it will be over pretty quickly. Numidian bowmen over here trying to hold as long as possible these Galatian swords, and that's not going to happen. Galatian swords are fighting Sobek cultists. Sobek cultists do have a really good debuff against for enemy morale, but in this case it's not going to be to do anything. The General's Bodyguard had 144 kills, which is very good for the General's Bodyguard. That guy is going to just die soon, and this is possibly GG. Troops are being pulled back to try and hold as much as possible, but the defense managed to set up a defensive position here very quickly. And that almost, I can see how close that was. That possibly like 10 seconds, 20 seconds left for it to be captured. Just brilliant. Yeah, army losses have been triggered at this point. Yeah. These units are just gonna break really quickly. Semite warriors getting surrounded in the fight over here. They're breaking. 133 men. They're like, nope, I'm out. They all broke. The general won't break for a while, but if everything collapses on the general, it's dead. The Egyptian general has not been let to live here. Yeah. These guys are having the time of their life, waving around pointy sticks while jumping in midair. But they need to come and try and deal with this boy. And the game. 1.5 minutes. I mean, he could get another 100 kills easily. Let's just fast forward this as fast as possible and get the party started. Yeah, he's just like, oh, well, I'm fucked. And he's seeing how much he can kill. But still getting kills, getting slaughtered over there. He got another 60 kills there. Yeah. And replay. Rising Kings, Terror Clown, and Devil Ares. Really well played. Rising Kings didn't do that well with his... he did okay with his chariot. His troops took the blunt of the enemy force as well. I wouldn't have taken 4 Desert Cohort. 2 is more than enough. And 5 even. 2 is more than enough. And then get some Desert Legionnaires and a shit ton of Numidian Light Infantry. They're beyond good. There's some of the best infantry in the game. Possibly Hastati first, Celtic Swords or Gallic Warriors second, and then Numidian Light Infantry. Possibly better than Gallics or Celtics. And then Terror Clown. Sorry by the way for the yawning, it's in the morning. Terror Clown doing just ridiculously good. His archers just insane amounts of damage, 146 damage over there. His swords, of course, as expected, they're doing well. 325 kills in Galatian swords, 152. And these guys were still alive. He still had 2 Galatian legionnaires as well. This guy died to Oathsworn, and this guy killed a lot, so quite good. Levi Freeman's still alive. There were Ares. No. Poor guy. Your chariots could have done way more. I would have taken 1 less chariot and then taken 1 less chosen sword band and gotten some Britain light scouts, because they can really dodge Pila. You charge them in, you dodge all the Pila, then you charge them with your chariots very close after. Red Fox doing decently good. Got slaughtered a bit at the walls and at the start, where he lost all of his Gallic warriors and most of his Scutarii. Unfortunately, Samaj did not do that well, but his archers tried to do their best in the situation. Just keep your archers spread out, Red Fox, and you should be fine. Falwita Mea, I can't pronounce that. The best in his team in terms of kills. He definitely did the most damage. He was fighting Devil Ares most of the time, which is much lighter infantry than his, so it kind of makes sense that his units get a lot more damage. His Celtics, however, got slaughtered by archers. Early game, his archers did not get their value for money at all. General made up for it at the end, and this Chosen Swords, they definitely made up for it. And DN over here, artillery doing very well considering it was flat artillery, like land artillery. Galatian Royal Guard doing really good. A decent army composition. I would have gotten Thorax swordmen. I would have just gotten more Galatian swords. And yeah, 2 Royal Galatian Guards decent. Maybe gotten more Galatian swords and maybe even a cav unit, which would have definitely helped you. And your archers, one of them did okay, the other 3 unfortunately not. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, leave a sub if you're new to the channel and want to see more of this shit. And if you want to send me your replays, send them over to me on Discord, and yeah, I'll go over them one by one and I'll eventually get to yours. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!